President Joe Biden hitting the road today to promote the COVID-19 relief package. CBS 4 Washington correspondent Kelly Meyer joins us live now with the very latest on the president's very busy day. Good evening, Kelly.
Good evening, Bob and Debbie. Well, with the relief dollars starting to move out, President Biden is trying to make sure that Americans are aware of the help that's going out and that they're getting vaccinated. President Joe Biden back in Pennsylvania sharing the message of what help is on the way.
The American Rescue Plan is going to do more than just provide for the PPE.
It's part of the administration's latest push to promote the American Rescue Plan. While administration officials take the show on the road, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Democrats in Washington continue to sing the praises of the plan.
Democrats are so proud that the American Rescue Plan is already delivering help to millions of Americans.
Republicans aren't convinced.
The Brighter Horizon is not a product of a partisan bill that was signed last week.
Republican Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says President Biden is only building on the foundation former President Trump left in place.
1 million shots per day was just the pace that the Biden administration actually inherited.
Facing resistance from some to receiving the COVID-19 vaccine, the Biden administration is planning a $1.5 billion vaccine ad campaign to boost confidence.
So we are on the cusp of launching that national public education campaign, timed really appropriately with that increased supply in vaccine that we see coming right down the pike.
The vaccine advertising push is set to kick off in the next few weeks. That tied with the money coming in from the relief package for vaccine distribution, the Biden administration hopes will get more shots in American arms.
Kelly, let's talk about that tour some more now. There's been some speculation about where the president and his surrogates would go and why. What is the next step on this tour?
Well, it looks like the First Lady is going to head out to Concord, New Hampshire tomorrow. She'll be heading to a school there to talk about how the American Rescue Package provides $130 billion to help schools. And then also we'll hear from the president again and Vice President Kamala Harris on Friday when they head to Atlanta, Georgia at the end of the week.
You talked about that ad campaign. Let's get into the specifics about that as well. Is there any group that's going to be targeted in specific on that ad campaign, or is it going to be very broad?
Well, they haven't announced exactly who they are going to speak with or what voices they'll try to highlight, but they have said that Vice President Kamala Harris, she's the first Black and South Asian woman elected to the White House, has spent much of her time speaking to communities of color, talking about the importance of getting this vaccine. They're hoping that if they convince all Americans to get this, that they could have widespread immunity and stop the spread of the disease in more communities across the country.
There are still many people who need to be convinced. All right, Kelly Meyer in Washington, D.C., thank you very much for that report.